and that dog doesn't bump into anything. He goes everywhere, and if you don't know he's blind, he thinks he's not. We have these senses, and I discovered that when I was doing this martial arts. And through that, I got very curious. There is something beyond this physical awareness. There's got to be something. But I was still a teenager, but very, very curious. I think we all have a gift, whatever gift is, if you can discover that gift. And I didn't know I was doing that, but every time I talk to somebody, I start talking these kind of things, and to people that were listening to, young people like me, they thought I was really weird. And I was called like a misfit at that moment. And I get beat up in school all the time because of that. So I started taking the martial arts and started discovering that I could feel and sense things beyond this physical awareness. So I started getting curious, and one day, as I got older, I already had this background, and I was hired by a celebrity to travel as a bodyguard. And while I was doing that, it's a 24/7 job. You have no life of your own. So to occupy my time, I went online and looked for a school that I could train and actually get a degree after I was finished. And a school in London, Ashford in London, was offering a degree on philosophy, but I wanted to study metaphysics, so they had, part of the studies was metaphysics, like a big part. So, to cut the story short, after 4 years of it, I got a PhD through that. I got all the best, and that was natural for me. I knew everything, and they were giving me material. And while I'm working with this celebrity, I talk my stuff, and every time they came up with a subject, the problem, the situation with family, with the kids and all that, all their relationships or whatever, I was giving them not advice, because I learned not to give advice, but I was giving them empowering and talking always. And when this person was being interviewed, they asked, what does this person do for you? What does that person do for you? They would say, oh, this is my hairstylist, this. And what Tony does for you? Well, he's everything. He's my guru. In fact, I have this behind the scenes tape that they did. I have it at home. He's my guru. He does everything. I said, so they got on my head. And then everyone on the road, the musicians, everybody, I was talking to them and helping them. So by the time I got out, I had this degree, and I've learned that was a business that I could do, which that I could make money, life coaching. So I started life coaching people. Started in Miami Beach, and I worked with a couple of models, and they start traveling. As they travel, they told somebody else. Now after a few years, I have people now all over the world now, in Prague and London, all that, and every day I have appointments on Skype, and I'm talking to these people. So this book came about from the stories, from their stories, from their problems, their challenges, their situations, their relationships, or whatever. And through that, I started listening to the description, and each person had a different reality. They had nothing to do with the next person. So I started seeing this is like everybody is like has a movie, and it's not what's out there; it's how they see it that counts to them. So the realities are different. So I start placing me on this whole composition with all the differences with people, these kind of stuff. And I've discovered, that's why the book is called Not It, because it's their reality, it's their story. And really, it's not really what it's happening, because the next moment, it changes. So that reality at the moment is one thing, and then as I talk to them the next day, there's no longer they, their observation is totally different. So, and how did I come about that it is not it? Is because of that. Because whatever it is, this is like symbols. They symbolize everything. You know, from relationships to the relationship with their kid, to the thing with what's going on in the world, to their situations with their husbands or wives, everything else. And you find that people, one thing that they are, why is the story so different? Why do people have a different reality? Why are they suffering? Why are these challenges they have? Is because they lack one thing, self-love. I have a big chapter on this, on self-love. Because once they understand that they are, the physical situations are not real, there is a place of permanency where you can go to, and this permanency is found on an essence deep inside of each person. There's a place where you can go to which is pure, which is never changes, and that place is called self-love. And the problem with people is they're always, we've been told that the way things should be, the should-bes, the ought-to-bes, the things we gotta have, the things that we identify with. Some people feel lost without those things that they're told they should have.